Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for the 100, now I think like 112 subscribers. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And for those of you that are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and help me with my goal of 1,000 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about Tyson just randomly shutting, well, not random to them because they knew that this was coming, right? Let's be real. Random to the employees, right? I don't know exactly how many plants they shut down. I think it was like 3 or so. Don't quote me on that, but we'll see once we start checking out these videos. Yeah, they're shutting plants down. People are losing their jobs without any kind of geez, my words just don't come to me. Without any kind of warning. They just go into work one day, the plant shut down, or they go in and they're like, oh, this is your last day. That's it. That's all. We don't care. We don't care about how you're going to feed your family. I think a couple of them was given like a severance pay, like a week or a month or two of, pay, but still. You know how crazy the job market is? We just did a video about people not being able to find jobs. This is all being purposely done. They're taking away the meat, although Tyson's meat was trash, let's be real, but still it was real, full of hormones and chemicals and stuff, but it was real. They're taking away their jobs and they're taking away the meat. And now we're going to have a meat shortage because they want you eating that 3D printed meat. Let's be real. But let's see what some of these people have to say.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying.
The Tyson facility in Joslin is shutting down, leaving more than 2,500 people scrambling. This is the letter those workers got this afternoon confirming the plant's permanent closure. Workers will get paid for the next 2 months, but the job some have leaned on for years is gone. The Tyson Foods plant is located in Joslin. That plant began operations in 1983 under the ownership of Iowa Beef Processors. You can tell by the map it was a central part to the local and regional economy. But why is a company that's called the area home for so long closing its doors with next to no notice? Well, the breadcrumbs were public as of about 10 days ago on the company's earnings call. Tyson told shareholders they expect losses around $650 million this fiscal year in its beef processing sector alone. Company officials claim cattle shortages and high livestock costs are to blame for that massive loss. But that
cattle shortages, you mean the ones that they were the cattle places, the ones that they were setting on fire? Is that the cause of the shortages? Yeah, I'm sure.
Reasoning doesn't do much for the workers who now only have a few weeks to find where their next paycheck is coming from. KDBQC's Elizabeth Ruggiero talked to some of those workers who learned their career at Tyson was over.
For decades, the Tyson complex in Joslin has been the heartbeat of this community, but that beat went silent this afternoon. As workers arrived for their shift, they weren't sent to the production line. They were funneled into the cafeteria to receive a letter that many say felt like a betrayal.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying. I know people that have been here for 30 plus years. I know people that have been here as little as 3 days.
Tyson says the decision comes down to
now, why you hiring people 3 days ago when you knew the plant was shutting down? Just playing.
Economics, rising beef prices, and lack of cattle. But for the 2,700 people who work behind these gates, the why doesn't matter as much as the what now. While they'll be paid through October, the loss of health insurance and steady work is a reality that is starting to sink in.
It's devastating. All these people without jobs, they take medication that costs $300 a month. Then insurance don't cover. Now I have to weigh in on that. I have to watch what I do, I guess. I don't know.
Rita Newton has been with Tyson for 11 years. She says the plant felt like a family that's now being split up for a company's bottom line. Though workers' new contract talks stalled this summer, an announcement like this didn't seem like a remote possibility.
You cannot tell me that they are not doing this purposely. There's no way that I would ever believe it. There's no cattle shortage. They're just not producing things the way that they were. there's an agenda.
I'm really heartbroken right now.
Mary Del Lewis lives in Eagle Mountain and has worked at the Tyson Foods plant since it opened in 2021.
We thought we were going to get a bonus because it's our 5-year anniversary.
Instead, she was told the plant will close in October and she'll be out of a job.
I needed money, to pay for everything.
Now we know that Tyson is no good company. They don't care about us. If they care about us, the money they made, they can give us something to go help yourself before this is happened. People work there 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, even 5 years. They're supposed to get something better to make sure feed their family, pay their housing, pay their bills. So that's not fair for the people. It's impact a lot of families because people already bought the houses here.
And that's why these days you just can't go off of these companies. Companies are no longer loyal. I do believe that there was a time when companies actually cared about their workers. You had a guaranteed job, a safe job, but not today. Not today at all. Not even 10 years ago, 15 years ago. People don't care at all. You go out, like he said, get these houses, get these cars. You're depending on this job, going to work every single day. And then they decide they're going to shut down and you're out of here. Now you're scrambling, trying to figure out how to pay your bills, how to pay your rent, how to pay your car notes, how to pay your mortgage. Next thing you know, you're upside down in everything. It's a shame. And they really don't care. So you have to figure out a way to do things outside of your job. Like, always have another way to make money, because these jobs, they're just not loyal, and you shouldn't be loyal to them for real. Just go in and get your money for as long as you can. Always work on something outside of your job so that if something does come up, at least you'll have a tiny bit of money to supplement that income.
They got a family. Some people, wife and husband work the same company with their kids. So how are they going to feed their families? And some people, their ages are almost retired. Maybe 50, 60, they're close to retire. How are they going to go find another job to work? You can see. Since COVID, you never get bonus. You work every year without no bonus, nothing. So that's no good. People work for you to make you rich, and you work on them to be poor. That's no good.
Tyson Foods facility in Utah County that just opened 5 years ago is now set to close. That move will result in the loss of hundreds of jobs. News specialist Daniel Woodruff is in Eagle Mountain, where people are reacting to this news. Daniel?
Tyson Foods says it's closing this plant as the company restructures to deal with a historic cattle shortage, and 723 people are losing their jobs.
Is it true?
We're really concerned about this.
Abby Ivory is Eagle Mountain's Economic Development Director. She says the city is working with the state and Tyson Foods itself to support workers.
The city is working with the state and Tyson to bring all families down to their knees so they could no longer afford anything. I corrected it for you.
We're concerned about making sure that they have all the resources available to make a transition easier, not just with getting a job, but any hardships the family might have in the meantime.
It just shows you the lack of herd we have in the United States.
Utah Commissioner of Food and Agriculture Kelly Pearson says the U.S. cattle supply has dwindled due to drought, fires, a closed border, and the high cost of feed.
Yes, due to all of these things that are being done intentionally, all of these things that are being manufactured, yes, this is why our cattle has decreased. Listen, and just a side note, I'm not one that's going to do a ton of research and give you a bunch of facts, and this is just off the top of my head and from these clips, okay? So if you're expecting some scientific research, go do that on your own. Okay, great.
Conditions, he says, for a business like Tyson.
They invested $300 million on that plant, bringing it to Utah, and it was a great investment, a great asset to the community.
Pearson says this highlights the importance of local food production, which he says the state is working to develop. But right now, he feels for those losing their jobs.
I needed money, to pay for everything.
Mary Dell says she'll now start looking for something new.
If anyone is hiring out there, let me know.
In addition to the Eagle Mountain plant, Tyson Foods says it's also closing one in Illinois and looking to sell another in Washington State. Daniel Woodruff, KSL 5 News.
I feel like here in America, we protest for the wrong things. I don't know. I may be wrong. Let me know what you think down below. But they shut the plants down. They're not going to just say, oh, we're going to open them back up now because you're out there with your signs and your bullhorns and you're yelling things. That's not how that works. You have to hit these people where it hurts. If you're not like when y'all thought I was crazy in the one video talking about not paying bills. If everybody did something at one time, they would have no choice but to switch things up. But we're so scared of not having or getting in trouble, I guess, that we will never come together and do anything. They're literally taking our meat from us. Literally, they're literally taking all of our jobs from us. And we're just sitting back like, oh no, what are we going to do? We need new jobs. They're not going to do it. They're bringing most people to their knees. Most of us are going to be brought to our knees and at the whims of their new system. That's just what it is.
Because they were heartbroken. They don't want to go anywhere. This is their home.
The Tyson plant gave us notice of a layoff procedure warn notice over a week ago. They'll be closing their facility as of January 20th, impacting 3,200 individuals for the community of Lexington. The general mood of the individuals coming in for our services, of course, is anxiety. What do I do next? Will I have a job? Where do I go? And what do I do from here? Tyson workers make up about 3,200 of the population of 11,000 of Lexington, and so they have a great impact upon the culture, schools, and everything that a community is comprised of.
We just hardworking people. All we do is go to work, come to church. That's all we do here.
These plants have been underutilized, and we have a shortage of cattle out there in the U.S., and because of that, very vulnerable that somebody might shut down. We have a very strong community in Lexington that really is close-knit and very accepting of the packing industry as well as all industry.
America is running out of cattle, and the biggest meat company in the country just shut 3 plants and cut 2,500 jobs over it. But the strangest part is what Tyson stock did the moment that news hit, and what a flesh-eating pest has to do with the price you're paying at the register. Tyson Foods, the name on half the protein in your grocery store, is closing beef plants in Illinois and Utah and selling one in Washington. And this isn't round one. In January, they shut a Nebraska plant with 3,200 workers. The U.S. cattle herd just hit its lowest level in 75 years. A long drought burned up grazing land out west. Then the government banned cattle imports from Mexico to keep out the screwworm, which is a flesh-eating pest. Texas's own agriculture commissioner said, "We paid the price of a closed border, and the screwworm got in anyway. It's already been found on Texas farms." That's why ground beef hit a record about $8.65 a pound in June, and why Tyson now expects to lose up to $650 million in its beef business this year. Now, the part that almost nobody expected was that Tyson's stock jumped about 3% on plant closures and job cuts. Wall Street is rewarding the company for shrinking because a smaller, tighter footprint bleeds less money. And here's the timeline that locks it in. Washington plans to lift the import ban this month, but Tyson's own operations chief says up to a year before those cattle are ready for slaughter. Those record prices at the register are not a phase, so that is not a good sign for your boy kibble and your slop bowls.
You know, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's like they convinced us a long time ago, back when my grandparents were alive, that red meat was terrible for us. And then I myself have experienced the carnivore diet where I have healed like skin issues and immune issues and all of that stuff. They convinced us it's going to give us heart disease, heart attacks, all of these crazy things, high cholesterol. I just believe that it's healing. I believe, a firm believer that red meat is healing. If you don't believe me, go online, type in a carnivore diet on YouTube or TikTok and read the comments of real people telling you what they've been healed from with carnivore, as well as the mention of dementia and something else. But all of this red meat prevents the disease. They've convinced us that it causes it, but I firmly believe that it prevents it. So that's why they've taken it away from us, because they want us to be sick. They want us to have to go to the hospital. They want us taking in their disgusting lab-made meat. They want you with the Impossible burgers. They want you with the 3D printed little stupid steaks and stuff, because that's going to get in your body. It's not going to heal you. It's going to keep you sick, and it's going to do God knows what, because it's just now coming out, and who knows what's going to happen. Mind you, this stuff is already in restaurants. It's already in grocery stores. So it makes no sense to even go out to eat anymore, because you don't know where your food is coming from. So if you can buy locally until we can't no more, find you a cow, find you a butcher. I know it's more pricey, but at least you know where your food is coming from. And all we can do is hope, wish, and pray that they leave us alone. Listen, I ain't gonna be talking this crazy with y'all, because I want to get this channel monetized, and I don't want no issues. Okay, they gonna think, you know what they gonna think. But hey, what can we do? I don't know. Let me know down below your thoughts and your opinions, and I will catch you in the next one.